the Wolves game on Sunday. Now, as we again spoke about on Monday, you've been effusive in your view from well back, actually, I think as far back as October, November, that Arsenal are going to run out of road and they're not going to be able to accumulate the points that they need. We know they haven't won more than 3 Premier League games in a row this season. And last night's game is gone now. Liverpool are 7 points clear. Let's not forget they did earn a point last night. It's easy to forget that they didn't a point. And that does change the dynamic, because that means it's a minimum of 3 games that Liverpool now have to slip up in. And I heard Gags mention it on his show last night post-match that effectively could be construed as being 8 points, because Liverpool's goal difference is far superior to Arsenal's as well. So we don't need to get our knickers in a twist about this draw, because this draw isn't really impacting titles. Liverpool have given themselves a bit of margin for error in terms of wins by the lead that they've established here. We know that draws are going to happen. We know Liverpool aren't going to win every game. It just depends whether the mental impact of what happened late last night is going to affect Liverpool. I've seen, again, some people say, that situation, the biggest derby, thinking you've got the 9 points lead and then getting it taken away from you in the last minute, and then the chaos of getting the manager sent off and the player sent off at the end, that's going to have a mental scar on Liverpool going into Wolves on Sunday and the 2 big games, obviously, that follow on the road the next week. And I've seen other people say, no, Liverpool have got strong mentality, Slot will get them together this morning, Virgil will pipe up, and this will be fine. They'll use this as a catalyst to drive them into this run-in, knowing that they don't have any games like that left away. And I think they play 7 of their last 11 at Anfield as well, which is massive for Liverpool. So do you feel that draw last night has changed the title dynamic in any sense of form? And let's also keep in mind, Arsenal have had another big injury. I know the media have overblown, the mainstream media, I should say, have overblown Arsenal's injury situation at times this season and kind of made a massive thing out of the odd injury here or there. But this is a big injury. This is Kai Havertz, and he's not a striker, but he plays as a striker. He plays as Arsenal's most forward player. They've already lost Jesus. Saka's not back yet. They've lost Martinelli. Their front line has been absolutely decimated, and Mikel Arteta sold off all the backups like Nketiah and guys like that already to try and fund the defensive midfielder that apparently they needed again this summer. So that last summer, I should say. So they've made some strange decisions around their forward line, and this could be the same sort of thing that Liverpool experienced last season when we had to play the kids in the cup final and went through. But our league campaign, our title charge, fell off the rails very soon after that because of the amount of injuries we have. Could the same thing happen to Arsenal? I know some Arsenal fans, as they do straight away last night, Liverpool have dropped the point. This shows that they're starting to crack. Are Arsenal really still in this title race, or are Liverpool still very much in control of it? Because I certainly think it's the latter.
Yeah, they're just massively in control of it. And I know, but this is the problem, is people can't get their heads around. I still think it's going to be lower than 90 kind of points to win the league. And so when that happens, you're going to get more disappointing results. You're going to get, this isn't peak Liverpool of 1920. It isn't that level, unfortunately, but it's definitely a level that is much better than everybody else in this division, and all the underlying numbers show it. They've got a 7-point lead, and as you say, that's 3 games. So they've got to say they lose the next 3 games and also win their next 3 games. They've still only got then that 2-point advantage, and they've got to then be better than Liverpool over the remaining games. And so it's not even about Liverpool, and you could say, you could be hugely negative and say, oh, well, Liverpool bottled it last night in some way and threw it away. And, and it's going to have a huge impact on the mentality, and they're going to be terrible from now on. But they have to, it's not, the title races aren't played in a vacuum. It's not, Liverpool don't just have to be terrible. Arsenal have to be really, really good to overhaul them. And I don't know how you can look at Arsenal, who we already thought had problems with goal scoring and in attack in general. And now over the next couple of months, without the entire, the top 3 scorers so far this season in Havertz, Saka and Gabriel Martinelli all out for a while. They've no Jesus either as a rotational option. How they are just going to go on this winning run, there's just not a chance in hell. So then beyond that, okay, a City going to turn around a 16-point deficit or whatever it is. A Nottingham Forest going to go and win the league. It isn't going to happen. And I think Liverpool's league could shrink from this point at some point, but they will extend it again. It's just going to happen. Liverpool, I've just, very been reluctant to kind of say this out loud, but I'm just convinced they're going to win the league because I don't see who else wins it. Liverpool have been the best team by far so far this season. And yeah, there's been a couple of kind of disappointing results in there, but you've got to take, I think as well, yesterday's game for what it is. Everton away, for Liverpool is a specifically, particularly difficult fixture, and they won't face another game like that this season. So, it's absolutely. I just don't think it's anything to panic about. And a 7-point lead, by the way, if anyone had offered you a 7-point lead with 14 games remaining, you would have been like, yeah, this is unbelievable. So, yeah, I don't buy into the idea there's any point panicking.
Yeah, and I think the comments coming in are kind of disagreeing with both. There seems to be a lot of hysteria about Arsenal no matter what we say here. People aren't even concerned. They're more concerned not about Arsenal winning every game. They just think we're going to blow it in terms of we'll lose all our games all of a sudden.
So Liverpool, who have only lost one game this season, are going to lose 5 or 6, because that's what we're talking about. Outside of Arsenal being perfect, so, even if Arsenal were perfect, Liverpool will lose 3 games to let them in. And that's with Arsenal being perfect with this forward line. If Arsenal are imperfect in any way, you're talking 5, 6, 7 games that Liverpool can drop points in. There's only 14 left. So, for me, I think 85 points is going to win it, which for Liverpool means that they only have to go at 2 points a game from here, which is Arsenal's form so far this season, by the way. So they don't even have to be good to win it from here, Liverpool. So I can't get my head around this kind of chat, really. I don't think it's rooted in reality. And I get there's some mental scarring that's happened from last season and what went wrong there. But that was all down to injuries for me. It's not this weak mentality. I think some of the weak mentality for me comes from some of the fan base getting a little bit panicky and not knowing what they're actually seeing here, really. I really, really struggle to kind of get my head around that. And these are the valid point there. They could easily drop 8, but then you think that Arsenal are going to go to Nottingham Forest and be perfect. You think they're going to win at Anfield. Fair play to them if they do that. But it's not happening. It isn't happening.